Hello, everybody. Good morning for all the ones who are watching this webinar from the US. Good afternoon for the ones who are watching this webinar from Europe, and even good evening for the ones who are watching this webinar from the Eastern countries. Welcome to this webinar. This webinar is about the presentation of our new Swiss Nano 4 machine, and it consists first of all of a video presentation of the machine, and then we'll go directly to your questions. This webinar is supposed to last 30 minutes. Of course, if you have lots of questions, we will make it a bit longer, so there is no problem regarding the time. So, just some information before we start. The first one is that only the speakers have their microphone on. So this is just the purpose that nobody disturbs the presentation. You can change the language of your console. By the way, I apologize for the picture that is here in French, but by clicking on the icon word, you will be able to change your language if you feel more comfortable with another one. Please ask all your questions at any time. We will directly answer your question in the chat, and then we will get back to them at the end orally so that everyone can benefit from those questions. This webinar is recorded. That's the last information. Nobody will appear on the screen, just the one from Tornos, so there is no privacy matters. So please stay online. The presentation will start in a few seconds.
Bonjour à tous, nous avons le plaisir de vous accueillir aujourd'hui chez Tornos, dans nos locaux à Moutier, pour vous présenter l'évolution d'une icône. Suivez-moi. Michael Duner, qui est le responsable produit de la gamme Swiss Nano, va à présent nous expliquer en quoi cette nouvelle génération est différente de la précédente.
Nous voici vers cette Swiss Nano 4 V2, machine avec de nouvelles possibilités. Dans les plus gros changements, les nouveautés, nous avons une toute nouvelle commande CNC de chez Fanuc, la 0ITF+, qui va nous apporter surtout un gain en temps de cycle sur nos pièces. Après, nous avons aussi travaillé pour les contre-opérations sur la machine en ajoutant une motorisation et un bloc supplémentaire, surtout pour l'usinage de fentes de vis ou de connecteurs plus complexes. Ensuite, une fonction CNC. Nous avons un ACB+, comme nous l'avons appelé, un brise-copeaux qui va vraiment gérer ce copeau de manière optimale en garantissant un temps de cycle au plus proche du normal. Et pour finir, nous avons quelques options supplémentaires au niveau de la gestion. Parlons surtout d'une pompe haute pression et de bacs additionnels qui vont venir se rajouter dans notre catalogue Swiss Nano 4. Bien sûr, sur cette évolution, nous avons gardé tout ce qui a fait le succès de cette machine jusqu'à présent. Donc par là, je veux dire l'espace réduit au sol. On peut mettre jusqu'à 10 machines dans seulement 80 mètres carrés d'espace au sol. Un point très important de nos jours, car les surfaces deviennent toujours plus coûteuses. Nous avons aussi des possibilités de travail avec et sans canon. Donc là, on peut passer d'un mode avec canon à un mode sans canon en moins de 15 minutes. C'est une belle performance. Suite à quoi, nous pouvons aussi compter sur un aspect thermique de la machine. Machine très stable thermiquement. Les clients nous le disent. Un temps de chauffe vraiment minimum. On va dans l'ordre de une quinzaine de minutes et on se retrouve à une machine vraiment stable thermiquement dans quelques microns. Et pour finir, une contre-opération sur 3 axes, un atout majeur, surtout pour le domaine de l'horlogerie et des pièces de petite dimension pour éviter les marques et faire une reprise de pièces parfaite. Au niveau des marchés, clairement la Swiss Nano 4 n'a plus de nom à se faire dans l'électronique ou l'horlogerie. Et maintenant, clairement, nous visons des marchés différents avec cette machine, des nouvelles possibilités dans le médical, surtout le dentaire, où la connectique de petites dimensions, mais où de grandes précisions sont nécessaires. Et je pense que l'outil en contre-opération motorisée devrait faire la différence, et le nouveau brise-copeaux aussi.
Okay, so it took a little bit of time to come back. Sorry for that. So let's go now to the questions. There is a little list of questions that we already received. So I'm together with Michael Duner, who is one of the Tornos experts for monospindle machine. Michael, first question, what is the maximum parts length?
Hello everyone. So the maximum part length that we can achieve on this machine, it's 28 millimeter. So it's good enough for major part of the part you will machine on this type of equipment.
Perfect, thank you. Second question, what is the maximum rotation speed of the tools on the Swiss Nano 4?
So I mean, you will speak about the motorization we have on the first gang and also in the counter operation. So we have 10,000 RPM on the both.
Okay, thanks. Is the ACB Plus an option?
Yes, for sure. The ACB Plus is a standard option we have on our price list.
Okay, now we have a question. Since the control is upgraded, are there any issues running programs from the version 1?
No, you can use your program already made on the first version of SwissNano on this new version.
Thank you. Next question, is the ACB Plus comparable with the Citizen LFV?
So we have here an option which is quite similar, is working in the same way to give you a same chip management at the end.
Okay, next question, what type of loader you recommend?
So in our price list, we will have different type, depend of what you are usually using on the machine, but at the most we see that the LNS Triton is the best one for the small bar diameter. We have already also different type like the EMK or different supplier that can be added behind the machine.
Thank you. We have a question regarding the price. What is the base price of the machine?
The base price is quite similar for the version 1. And then for more details, you should go to your agent in the different countries, because we have a lot of things they are taking in consideration to give you a perfect price for a machine able to produce your parts.
Thank you. One question regarding the floor space. How much floor space do I need for 10 machines?
So we work with floor space for 80 square meter to place the 10 machine. So it's a small footprint that is very something interesting today, that the floor space is something very expensive.
Okay, one question regarding the first version to the second. Can we upgrade the CNC?
So you mean maybe from a V1 to change the CNC to have the CNC for the V2? This is
Yes,
not today something that we can do, because we have more than only a screen or a small computer to change. Is the whole CNC who must be replaced, and it's not interesting and it's not what we expect to do. So you should buy a new one.
Okay, thank you. Regarding the energy consumption, how much energy the machine consumes?
So the machine will consume less than 1 kilowatt. So it's very, very less consumption. We can sell easy that is A+ machine in terms of energy consumption.
Good, thank you. Can you use oil in this SwissNano 4 machine?
For sure, the machine will run with complete oil, but we cannot use other coolant. It's only with oil.
Can you use high-speed spindle attachment?
Yes, we have on our price list the high-frequency spindle in options that you can use on the machine.
Okay, thank you. What is the smallest bar diameter for SwissNano?
This is a good question. It depends after on the material, but we run already for different type of material in steel, for example, with material for 0.8 millimeter. But the major part of our customer are using from diameter 1 to 4.
Good, thank you. We have a question. I'm not sure if I can really understand it, but can we use oil or coolant or both in the SwissNano 4 machine?
Yeah, it's exactly what I said before. We can only use oil on our machine. It's too small to have really interest to use different coolant like water coolant and so on.
Thank you. Question regarding the thermal stability. What is your experience for the first good part?
We make different tests after on our customer made a lot of tests also, and they said that you can stop the machine at the evening and just start in the morning, and you are with a machine, a cold machine, I will say, in a 2 or 4 microns for the measurement you have at the evening, and after 20 minutes, less than a half hour warm up, you will find the same result as yesterday. So very short warm up time.
Good. Do we need a new version of Tizes for this new machine?
You can use the version you have already from Tizes, but you should have the version 2. Depend the version you have already today, maybe you should ask for an upgrade.
Okay, thank you. One question regarding the delivery time. What is the delivery time for this new machine, Michael?
Today, as we have good success with this new machine, you can expect to have a machine, depend of where you are located, I will say in 2 months, 2-3 months, depend of the configuration also.
Thank you. Thread wiring attachment are used in this small machine?
No, the thread wiring attachment is only available on the SwissNano 7.
Thank you. Again, a question regarding oil. Can you use coil, excuse me, coil, not oil?
No, we don't have developed any coil stock. We only have the bar feeder.
Is the SwissNano programming made on thesis?
Yes, the programming is made on thesis. same as you have already on the Swiss Nano 4 machine or all our GT, DT, and all other Tornos machine, single spindle.
Okay, what CAM system have proven post-processors?
So we have a major CAD systems who have already post-processor for Swiss Nano. What I know today is that the Alpha Cam, for example, is already one made and working by few customers. Gibbs Cam should also have a solution, and we can discuss already with Esprit. They will provide you a solution soon.
Okay, next question. Do you see a difference in tool wear thanks to the rigidity?
Tool wear thanks in rigidity. Don't understand really what is meaning. If we don't have different.
Maybe I repeat the question, Michael. Do you see a difference in tool wear thanks to the rigidity of the machine?
So the rigidity, the machine is enough rigid for all parts that we machine until diameter 4. It's strong enough, and we don't have different tool wear as other machines.
Okay, thank you. Next question, can we do gear hobbing on the Swiss Nano 4?
For sure, we have gear hobbing attachment in the main gang for the small pinions and so on the machine.
Okay, next question, more related to the Swiss Nano 7. Nano 7 is the max length millimeter, same as the Nano 4 length 28 millimeters.
Nano 7 is longer, is 50 millimeter length.
Thank you. Have Mastercam reaching you to develop the post-processors for Swiss lathe, any version DT, GT, multi-Swiss?
I mean that they have already something regarding DT and GT. I don't know for the multi-Swiss, but for sure they can come to us and we will help them to develop something if it's a request.
Thank you. Another question, can we do thread rolling on the Swiss Nano 4?
We don't have the thread rolling attachment on the Swiss Nano 4, but you can also use the polygon attachment to make some thread also.
Thank you, Michael. Another question, is the machine high pressure ready?
Yes, the machine is ready for the high pressure. We have 3 pipes coming from the bottom of the machine, and already to connect the solution, we have also a pump in our price list.
Thank you. How is Swiss Nano 4 back spindle clamping force adjustment done? Is it same like Micro 8?
No, it's not the same like the Micro 8. You have the toggle and you can adjust this.
Okay, one more question. Are the tool attachment in the back operation exchangeable?
I think maybe exchangeable with the Swiss Nano 7. So one for the 2 spindle in front, it's the same that we have on the SwissNano 7, so it's exchangeable with on the both machine. And the other one regarding the kinematic of the machine, we should develop something different with the cross milling tool, so it's only for this SwissNano 4 machine usable.
Thank you. Another question came right now. How many rotating tools are possible on the SwissNano 4?
So you can add up to 2 tools in the main gang. And then if you are counting also the counter operation, you can put 2 tools in front in the counter operation, or the one for the cross milling in the counter.
Thank you very much. Are the tool at, I know this question we already asked. Another question, is there 2 C-axes on the machine?
Yes, we have 2 C-axes, one on the main spindle and one on the back spindle.
Okay, another question came. What is the minimum diameter of the workpiece?
It's difficult to answer. I mean, we work already on a very, very small part on this machine. I can give you a number like this, but we work for example, we already achieved with great success the small watch part with on each side small diameter to turn for less than 0.1 millimeter diameter. So you can achieve the really small part on this machine.
Okay, further questions. Does this SwissNano 4 have a B-axis?
No, unfortunately, the SwissNano 4 don't have this option.
Okay, another question. What is the maximum pressure available on the machine for oil? 70 bars or more?
So we stay on 70 bar. It's good enough for such kind of application and small machine.
Thank you. Another question. So parts range 0.1 to 0.2 millimeter is possible for SwissNano 4 machine.
So when you mean to turn a part for a diameter for 0.1 or 0.2 diameter outside or something like this, for sure we should find a solution to achieve in the SwissNano 4. The better way is maybe to exchange with our sales department in your country to have a look in detail, more in detail on the part, and we will give you a complete answer at the end.
Okay, thanks a lot everyone for asking your questions. We will leave you a bit of time to ask you last questions, and then we will close this presentation. Another question came. Do we need a new version of Thysis? This one we already answered. Have you already sold machine in the medical industry?
Yes, we have already medical customer who are producing, for example, the implants for the tooth, who are already working on the SwissNano 4 machines.
Okay, next questions. How many working hours will spindle bearings last? What is maintenance time for main spindle bearings?
This is a good question. It depends of a lot of parameters, but we have a maintenance schedule, and I should have a look more in detail to answer you. So I can give you a perfect time, right? But normally we said 30 up more than 30,000 hours will work without trouble normally.
Okay, another question, Michael. Do you have monitoring option, Industry 4.0?
For sure, the machine is already designed for the 4.0, and we have all our TISIS monitoring options and also the communications with other machines throughout the OPC UA interface is available on this machine type.
Okay, thank you everyone. Again, we will leave you a little bit of time to ask your last question. Okay, last question came, Michael. Do we need a chiller to have stable production?
If you are not using a high pressure pump, the machine is usually themselves stable. After, if you add a high pressure pump, we recommend to use a chiller just to keep the oil temperature very stable.
Thank you. Last question again. How much time is needed to convert the machine to guide bush-less machining?
So in less than 15 minutes, you can change from a bushless mode to a guide bush mode or the opposite. We have behind a parking position, you can put your motorized your guide bush, and you can stay here without to remove all connection and so on.
Okay, thank you. So I think now we will close the question section and we will also close this presentation. So in order to close it, maybe you are interested in Tornos products and services. It can be machines, overhauling machines or training. So please don't hesitate to visit our official website, www.tornos.com. There you will find all specific informations related to product and services. We are also very active on social media. So you can connect or follow our LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter accounts. You will find all news there, and you can, of course, also contact us directly, either by email at contact@tornos.com or by phone +41 32 494 44 44, Swiss number. So we thank you for your attention. It was a pleasure for us to hold this webinar for you. We wish you already nice Christmas holidays, and we hope to talk to you soon. Thanks a lot, and bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.